Hello, welcome to the grounds crew. My name is Alex.
My name
I'm
is Paul.
Alexander. Oh. And I'm Alexander. The okay.
And the other guy's Paul. So, we got a question from one of our fans saying, will Juan Soto get $700 million, or will the Yanks say he's crazy and get Alonso in his place? What do you guys think? Let's first answer this question. Is Juan Soto going to get a contract of $700 million?
I guess I'll start off being the Yankee fan that I am. I'll say no. He's not getting 700 million. He wants 700 million. Uh, the unfortunate thing is that Scott Boras is his agent, and he's always been the one to command the highest amount of money. But he wants a matching contract to Otani, but he's not a two-way player. He doesn't pitch and hit. He doesn't take up two positions on a roster, so it's unreasonable for him to ask that kind of money. So, and I think that reality is going to set in, and no one's going to give him 700 million because he doesn't play two positions. He's not two people like the cyborg that Otani is. So I say no. He's not going to get 700 million. This is going to land somewhere between 500, maybe if they push the envelope, 550. I mean, I can't. I think 600 is even too much, out of the stratosphere. But I will say this: I think that the Yankees or whoever else is a suitor for him may just go ahead and do a deferred contract, just like Otani, just to be able to afford him and keep him on the roster and keep other players.
Paul, what do you think?
Well, first of all, can either one of you answer how much is the biggest contract right now?
Besides Otani, or
Just the biggest contract in baseball.
it's 700 million, 10 years. Shohei Otani.
Okay. All right. I agree with your dad. There's no possible way that he deserves that because he's not a two position player. Um, I would say that he did help take the Yankees to the uh, postseason this year.
Oh,
I don't
100%.
think I do think the Yankees need him again. I think he helped that whole lineup. I think he was a good mix in their dugout, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to man up the money that he wants. Now, is someone else going to do it? That's where I'm worried. I don't know that someone else is going to come up with 5 to 600 million for him, because I don't know that anyone else has enough players around them that can handle him. Because he's a pretty big name. He's a pretty big guy. He's a guy that you gotta have people around him because we've seen before he can't do enough by himself. Obviously, he needs some other people. And when you are a contact hitter, what's the sense if no one else is on board? I mean, so I personally think that no, he's not going to get his money that he wants. I think he is going to stay with the Yankees, but they're going to offer him less.
Okay, so my next question to build on top of that is, so we all agree he's not going to get Shohei Otani money. He's not going to get $70 million a season.
Right.
Um, do the Yankees decide to pay him more than Aaron Judge? Aaron Judge signed a contract, 9 years, $360 million a total. That's $40 million a year.
Yes,
Do the Yankees pay Juan Soto more than that?
yes.
I say yes as well.
I don't see them doing it. I They just re-signed Cole in that weird situation where he opted out of his contract, but then literally stayed with the same contract that he opted out of and just re-signed. And that's $36 million a year for the next 4 years.
That's Steinbrenner. he wanted to play the field to see if Steinbrenner would budge, and Steinbrenner said nope, and he said okay, I'll resign. Same contract,
But
and I think that's going to play a
so
big role in Soto because Yankees are not going to sit here with a back and forth game. They're going to come up
Right.
with a figure that's fair, and they're going to say this is what we're going to give you.
That's right.
And I think he stays a Yankee. And can I tell you why I think this? Is that okay?
please,
I'll continue on this. Okay. This is very unusual, and this is my opinion on this. I believe that Juan Soto is the best hitter in baseball. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Aaron Judge can crush the ball and all that stuff. But just looking at the numbers, Juan Soto last year had a 421 on base percentage. Yeah, he hit 288, but a 421 on base. That guy commands the strike zone. He could play the ball to all fields. Um, he's not a home run or nothing guy. He is the most feared hitter, in my opinion, in baseball. He is so hard to get out. And this is the most unusual situation in that the Yankees don't normally get this kind of a deal where they get to preview a guy for a year to see if he's going to be a good fit. If they got a chance to preview Giancarlo Stanton, for example, for a year, they would not have given him the contract that they wouldn't have done the deal. And you don't get that opportunity very often in baseball. He got that. They got this opportunity to see what he would be like. And Yankee Stadium in New York is not for everybody. So to see, get a guy for a year and see how he would fit, he's a perfect fit. And I think that he loves New York. I think New York loves him. And I think it's a perfect match. And I think he stays with New York and they work out some kind of a deal.
okay. Here's where I differentiate from that. So I just looked up something really quickly. You know how much I love OPS, on base percentage plus slugging. You know how
Yes.
much I love that.
Yes.
The top three guys in baseball: Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto.
Yes.
That's in order.
Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto in that order.
Okay.
Uh, so Aaron Judge had a 1.159 OPS. Shohei had a 1.036. Juan Soto 988. So those are
Wow.
literally the three best hitters in all of baseball,
Yes.
in my opinion, especially after the seasons they had. I think Juan Soto commands the plate more, if that makes sense. Like he understands the strike zone more than I think anyone in the league.
He shrinks it.
Including Otani?
But oh yeah, I'm looking at walks right now just compared to those three guys. Judge and Soto both are way ahead of him by like 50 walks. Aaron Judge had 133 walks. Juan Soto had 129 walks. And Shohei only had 81. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Juan Soto has the best eye as a hitter.
So
Yes.
before
I,
we meet again, I would love to see how many times he was grounded out compared to flied out. And I'm talking about Soto because I would rather have a player that can keep it on the ground. Personally, I know everybody likes the long ball and everybody likes that stuff. But if you can hit it hard and keep it on the ground, you got a much better chance of getting on base. And that's what I mean by a contact hitter. When I say contact hitter, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about the long ball guy. I'm not talking about the guy that gets the sacrifice fly. I'm talking about a guy that knows how to place the ball anywhere, to the left side, to the right side, over the shortstop, wherever it takes. He knows where to put it.
I can't myself describe Juan Soto as a contact hitter after he had 41 home runs this past year. He hit 41 home runs.
Yankee
He's not a
Stadium.
contact hitter.
Yankee Stadium, baby.
I agree with
Run
that. I
field.
agree with that.
Porch.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's a
Yankee
perfect
Stadium
fit.
does change you as a hitter. I agree with that.
By the way, Fenway Park would be a nice fit for him too.
Oh, I would love him to come to the Red Sox, but
He won't do it. He won't do it.
I don't
No,
think the Red Sox will pay him anything
no,
because
that's
we're
right.
wrapped up in Trevor's story, which, what has he done as a Red
Okay,
Sox?
okay, let me just
They
throw
had
out a
high hopes for him, but
let me just
anyways.
throw out something. So postseason, you had those three players winning or playing. Okay, those three that you
World
mentioned,
Series,
Ohtani
yes.
and Soto and Judge. Soto and Judge
Hmm.
were not able to make it happen clear to the World Series. I mean, as far as
No.
winning, it makes you wonder if we ought to flip flop and now bring Soto over to Dodgers and see what happens with Otani and Dodgers.
Ouch. Ouch.
They
I
would
don't
pay
think.
him too.
I know they would.
They wouldn't pay him 700 million, but they would
The only
pay him.
thing could be
I don't think they'd pay him 700.
unless the injury is a little wonker more than what they're willing to say. Otani will be pitching next year, so will he hit as much? I don't know if he'll be a DH every time he's not pitching. He could be, but I don't know that he will.
I'm telling you, he's not stealing 59 bases again,
He better not. He better not.
especially after he got hurt in the World Series
Exactly.
because of trying to steal.
Exactly. Now, is it even worth talking about the Alonso part of the question? I mean,
I
it is part of the question, but I will say I do not. That's why the LOL is there, in my opinion, in the question because Alonso, no, I don't see New York even caring that Alonso is even. I don't care what he is, free agent or whatever. No one cares.
I will say this:
um
Yankees
yes.
have a situation at first base because Rizzo is a free agent as well. I do not believe they're going to re-sign Rizzo. Um,
I think they love Rizzo,
I was going to
but
say they like Rizzo better than Alonso. I think
Alonso's got
I
better numbers.
Alonso's got better numbers, but his price tag is so much more. If they
Right.
are
exactly.
actually trying to re-sign Juan Soto, they don't even have a meeting with Pete Alonso.
Not
That's
even at all.
exactly
I
right.
agree. I agree.
That's exactly right.
I can't see Alonso crossing over the towns either, going
I
from the
can't
Mets.
either.
Yeah,
I
that's
cannot
not going
either.
to happen. That's
I could
definitely
see
not.
Soto going crosstown.
But I will tell you who's out there that they might just try to sign for first base. How about Paul Goldschmidt's a free agent? I think he's a perfect fit for the Yankees.
I think he's been too cold. I don't think they'll give him a chance.
I kind
I
of like his chances better than
I think
Rizzo.
they keep Rizzo.
I think they keep Rizzo as well,
Tell you
and
what.
that means
Tell you what.
Alonso's out of
For
the
our next
question.
podcast, I would like two things. I think we ought to look into what I talked about with the fly ball ground stuff, ground balls with Soto, and I think we ought to talk about some of this free agency. Some of these maybe do it by position. We'll do like the infield first. Which ones are available for free agency? We'll do the infield, and then we'll do the outfield in another podcast.
I definitely want to do a free agent prediction
Well,
Okay.
podcast.
Or we could
along the
even
same
do it by
lines of,
position, like do
sorry.
just the first base first. If we could even do it that way. So
Yeah, I can figure that out.
okay,
Yeah, along those same lines,
So
if I might interject here, because this is going to impact on how they're going to get Soto. Um, Gleyber Torres is also a free agent, and they have to lock him up, and I don't think he goes anywhere. I think they lock Gleyber up. They might have to pay a little more than they want to keep him, but he's the best in that position available right now. So they're going to have some money they got to shell out there. But yeah, I Juan Soto, he stays a Yankee, and they're going to make it happen. What I kind of feel like, whatever it takes, they're going to make it happen. But because
all
the
right.
other
I feel
suitors,
like
who
we
else could
answered the
possibly do it?
question.
He's not going to the Dodgers. He doesn't want to go back out to the West Coast. He loves it on the East Coast, and who else could take him? The Toronto Blue Jays are trying to suit him, like to make a meeting with him to see if he would go there. But do you really think he's going to go play in another country?
I have a question.
Yeah,
So you guys both said they would pay Juan Soto more than Aaron Judge, correct?
I think they would just a little more.
Paul?
But who's harder to get out, Aaron Judge or Juan Soto? I mean,
Juan Soto brings a tougher at bat, but with Judge's power, I mean, I feel like the pitchers feel more pressure to get Judge out.
Okay, here's the way I feel. I feel like Aaron Judge brings the people out to the stands.
yes.
Yeah,
Juan
I agree
Soto,
with that.
Juan Soto brings the wins. So
So let me ask you.
that's a pretty neat combination when you really think about it.
It is. It's a great 1-2
Juan
punch.
Soto is not going to be your next guy doing commercials. Aaron Judge is, and that's just
I
the
agree with that.
combination that's unique. Um, New York can handle that. LA can handle that. I don't know that there's many other franchises out there that can handle that because of because of, I mean it's one of the things that again can be another whole discussion at another time, but there's not many big teams out there that can handle the likes of both of those guys on the same team. And
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
that's why I say the only other team I see right now that could even swallow him up is LA. And I could see them doing that just to say, you know what? Him and Judge didn't do good at the postseason. I wonder if Otani and him would do better in the postseason, or Freeman and him in the postseason, for crying out loud. Um,
I mean, Otani didn't do well in the World Series.
yeah, I know. You're exactly right. You're exactly. I mean, the two best names, two of the three did not do well in the postseason, which is quite
Mhm.
interesting. But and I mean, I think historically, sometimes the big names haven't always done the greatest at postseason, so that's not the end of the world. And we don't pay these people just for the postseason. I mean, we want them to be able to get us there. It'd be nice if they won it, okay? But
Mhm.
I,
Sure,
you
he
know,
pays for this.
but I feel like we've really answered the question, guys. We want to keep these short, so I feel like we better
Well,
wrap this one up.
before we
And
wrap
Alrighty.
up, I do want to mention one more suitor that's going after Juan Soto, and it's worth mentioning. The Phillies are trying to acquire Juan Soto, and that would be a
Yeah.
reunion of Bryce Harper, Kyle
Harper.
Schwarber, Trey Turner, back to their, you know, Juan Soto with his old
Oh,
teammates. What
that
do you
would
think
really
about
be the
that?
Nationals 2.0.
Yeah,
That
the
would
new
really be the Nationals 2.0. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto. I can see him going to Philly.
and
Okay,
Kyle
can the
I
Schwarber.
just
Phillies
want to.
can the Phillies afford it?
That
I
I don't know.
I don't know if they can, but they're trying to make a pitch for him. So uh, I happen to think my opinion. It sounds neat, like nostalgic and all. Let's go back with that. But I think Juan Soto's turned the page on that whole thing. I don't think he's interested in rejoining old teammates. He wants to be on a team that's ready to win a championship, and he's made
That,
that statement through
that's
his
what I.
agent. So
Well,
even though the Phillies are a tough team, and I could see them contending for a championship, I don't know. I still think he just stays put in New York. New York makes a deal, makes it happen. If they got to defer money, they might do that. Juan Soto might be smart enough to take a deal like that and save for his future and
since
be
we're
able to be
mentioning
on a winning
teams,
team.
and we've all mentioned sort of our favorite teams, of course, I would love my Baltimore Orioles to get Juan Soto, but it will not
You
happen.
guys aren't even going to re-sign Corbin Burns.
I know.
Who happens to be the
No,
other biggest
we don't
free
need to
agent out there
sign
right now?
anybody at this point. All right.
Alrighty, so I just want to wrap things up real quickly. Just real quick. Back to the question. So, will Juan Soto get 700 million? Before we answer yes or no, how much million a year do you think he's going to get? Sir, you go first.
550.
How much a year?
Oh, 55 million, or maybe they stretch it to 50 million over 12 years.
Paul?
I'm going to say somewhere in the 55 to 60 million
Yeah.
a year.
I think he's going to get less than that. I think he's going to get between 35 and 40. But
Wow.
I did do math for you guys. Juan Soto is currently 26 years old. A 14-year contract brings him to year 40. A 14-year deal worth $700 million, $50 million a year.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I could see that. I'm not going to deny that one.
Do you think they defer any of it, or they just
I
give it
hate
straight up?
deferments, so I'm
Yeah,
not even going to say yes or no to that. I hate deferments with a passion.
I know. I'm not a fan of it either. I think
Yeah,
it
but is
shouldn't be
that going to become the new norm?
a fair advantage. and it sinks your team later on. So I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not buying
That's
it.
the problem I have with deferment. It sinks you later.
Okay.
All right, my friends.
And
Well, I need to
one
sign
more
off.
question. One more question.
Okay.
One more. Instead of Pete Alonso, if they miss out on Juan Soto, one free agent you think that the Yankees will go after?
Oh, I haven't
Oof.
checked enough free agents to say that. I
Wow.
can't answer that until I look up some more free agents. I haven't checked enough into that.
I
I
have
say they go
three.
for a pitcher. I say
Yeah,
they
they
go
need.
for
I don't.
I agree. They do need pitching.
Corbin Burns.
Oh,
I'm gonna
you're
slap.
ripping his heart out.
I'm gonna slap you.
Okay,
I have my
Oh,
top
where
three. You
you
ready
live.
for this?
what's
Oh,
your
you're not
top
going to
three?
like this either. I think they go for Alex Bregman.
Alex Bregman's not going anywhere.
I'm not sure Houston re-signs him.
He's the best
And this is
available at that
this
position
is
by far.
this is if Soto leaves. This is if Soto leaves,
Yeah.
and they're looking to quote unquote fill his shoes. Alex Bregman, Anthony Santander, Teoscar Hernandez. They go for the try to go for those three. If
Ooh.
they miss out on Soto,
Interesting.
I
Very
think
interesting.
Anthony is ready to leave the Orioles. I do agree with that move. I don't know if it's there, but I do agree that he's ready to move.
Bregman leaving the Astros. I don't know about that. They're perennial. They're in the hunt every year, and I don't know. I think that the Astros make him a lifer. But
All
I
right.
don't. So,
it'd be interesting in
if Juan
exchange.
Soto leaves, uh, what does this mean for the Yankees? If Juan Soto leaves,
It means they don't make it
They
to the
might not make the
playoff
playoff,
next year.
like you
the
just said.
playoffs
Well,
entirely. They miss it completely.
Yep, they missed the postseason altogether.
I agree with that.
yeah, me too. That's how important.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right, guys,
Well,
it's
this
been a
was fun.
thrill. I look forward to doing this many, many times.
Oh, we will. Oh, we will. I'll get. I'll look up more of the free agents for our next get together,
Yes.
and I'll send you the
Sign off.
lists.
Have a great night, guys.
All right.
All right. Brown
Bye.
Crew out.